Did you miss the hidden gems in Aion 2 first test? Join us to discover the unexpected details that might just change your opinion on the game. Aion 2 first test revealed some shocking secrets. We are diving deep into the features you might have missed and how they could impact your gameplay. Before we start, let me just say subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of Aion 2 videos in the future. I'm preparing lots of videos on my YouTube channel for new players. Guides regarding PvP and PvE, dungeons, raids, news and updates. Everything what you need to know from World of Aion 2, you'll find it here on my YouTube channel. Also, make sure to visit my live streams on Twitch. I'm live streaming every single day, mandatory, no skipping, about 7 p.m. Central European Time. You'll find me on Twitch. So visit me if you have any kind of questions regarding the game. I'll be glad to answer and also to keep you updated regarding everything what is happening in World of Aion 2. But now let's focus on the main topic of this video. Aion 2 first test is over, but excitement is just beginning. I can feel hype in the air. It's not only because I'm Aion veteran player, however, absolutely yes, that is one of the reasons. When we are talking about the big MMORPG releases for end of this year and for 2026 for global regions, then absolutely Aion 2 would be one of the top releases. Now let's focus on some hidden gems which you might miss regarding first FGT test, which was about 3 weeks ago, little bit longer on servers in Korea. There was only 100 players playing that secret test in building of NCSoft. However, we have managed to get some feedback from these players and actually lots of interesting information about some gems, really amazing things about Aion 2. First thing which you need to know about Aion 2, really cool thing which everybody will like, and that is that you can fly everywhere. I mean, that is a big difference from original Aion. For original Aion also, flying was one of the most unique things about Aion. You are able to fight in different regions, flying combat, and you could fly in some parts of the maps. However, not everywhere in original Aion. However, in Aion 2, one of the things which players still don't know is that you can fly everywhere you want. There is no any kind of limitations and you can start to fly basically from beginning of your gameplay. This is really extraordinary thing, and this is even making more unique and more important flying in Aion 2. How we look at combat in Aion 2? Because consider there will be many combat in the air. There will be many occasions to fight in the air, not that much in the ground. However, there will be limitation. Limitation will be there regarding flying time. So you can fly anywhere you want, no limitations. However, there has to be some kind of limitation, and that limitation will be regarding your flying time. If that limitation wouldn't exist regarding flying time, then you can imagine that you would never walk, basically. You would never walk, you would never fight on the ground. You would fight all the time in the air, and basically you will fly. You would fly all the time. So it has to be some limitation. However, one of the first gems, really extraordinary things about Aion 2 definitely is that you can fly everywhere you want. Second thing, which I know that many of you like Aion veteran players, when I have seen this thing revealed by the players who have played Aion 2 for the first time, I was so happy. And that is next. In Aion 2, we are going to have Abyss as region, and not only that, Abyss points are there. I really like that they have kept Abyss from original version of the game, because Abyss was a massive region where you can fly everywhere, but not only that, you can fight against opposite faction, and also there will be raid bosses. Also, what is important to say, there will be Abyss points in the game. That means that you are going to be able to buy yourself Abyss gear, which is the best gear in the game. PvP gear. So this is one really important fact to know about Aion 2, and I have to say one of the gems of Aion 2 without any doubt. I mean, they wanted to keep the best things from original Aion, and absolutely Abyss as a region and Abyss point system is one of the best things. I'm not sure regarding ranking list, how that can influence. Will there be or not any kind of ranking list according to Abyss points, how much you have Abyss points, or maybe there will be some kind of other ranking list depending on how much you have kills of enemy faction, right, of opposite faction. That remains to be seen. Nevertheless, second gem of Aion 2, extraordinary thing without any doubt, is they have keep Abyss as a region and Abyss points are there. Next thing, third thing on my list, one of the hidden gems of Aion 2, which I'm really looking forward to see in Aion 2, because in original Aion, we had mounts. Yes, we had mounts in different patches, different mounts, from Legion mounts to Pagati mount, you know what I mean, in different patches throughout history of Aion within last, well, basically since 2008, we had different mounts in the game. Nevertheless, for Aion 2, we are getting different system of the mounts and we are getting lots of them. What that actually means, you're going to get fragments from the mobs which you're going to kill in open world, and then from these fragments, you're going to be able to create mounts. And also, that is important to mention, at least few of the players who have played Aion 2 already have mentioned there will be some kind of possibility regarding upgrading your mounts. That is still not clear what they actually meant by that. However, mount system looks like that in Aion 2 will be much more highly developed than in original Aion. And I like that. Like I said, even that we had in original Aion lots of mounts, nevertheless, I still feel that we could have much more mounts and that this system should be much more highly developed. And Aion 2 is offering exactly that. Much more mounts, different ways how to acquire them from fragments, and maybe even possibility to upgrade mounts. So this is third gem about Aion 2. And I know for sure many of you will like this, not only because you can travel faster throughout open world, and it's also a question now, because flying will be available everywhere, right? So mounts should be really fast. I mean, what is the point of the ground mount if you can fly faster? So I'm just guessing, probably you'll be able to run really fast with your mount. But then again, it's not only about traveling faster throughout the beautiful open world of Aion 2, it's also about collecting. I know that many of you will enjoy in collecting extraordinary and rare mounts. It's very nice to see somebody in the game with some rare mount, which is not easy to get. So this is another amazing thing about Aion 2, which I know that many of you have missed regarding mounts. And on the end, something very interesting, very unique about Aion 2, which I know for sure this detail many of you have missed. And this is regarding swapping of weapons. We have seen in the last few years many new MMORPGs were releasing, and actually many new upcoming MMORPGs will be released, which are having system regarding weapons where you can swap between two weapons all the time in the combat. You have some key, you press it, and you swap between two weapons. We can see that in the games like New World, Throne and Liberty, Chrono Odyssey, and many more. However, in Aion 2, there is no weapon swapping. You are picking one weapon, that's it. No other weapon. And I know, maybe it sounds a little bit strange at the start. However, I think that many of you will like that change. So, you pick one weapon, and you use that weapon. You have 4 normal skills and 4 stigma skills and maybe some additional skills. We are going to talk about that in the future when we get to weapon guides of Aion 2. However, don't worry, there will be enough skills on your user interface. However, there will be only one weapon to use. No swapping weapon. And you know what? Something very unique, absolutely unique, because like I said, most of other MMORPGs nowadays in 2025, new games are having swapping of weapon, most of them. However, Aion 2, developer Sensisoft, they went into another direction, and this is another hidden gem of Aion 2, which I know that many players, future players of Aion 2, didn't notice. There is no swapping weapon in Aion 2. You pick one weapon, that's it. You play with that weapon. There are a few other things which I'm keeping for some future videos. However, for today's video, to share with you my excitement regarding the release of Aion 2, Q4 of this year in Korea in November, and also in 2026 globally, probably. That is announced by NCSoft. And absolutely, these 4 things, I think they're really interesting, very unique about Aion 2. And I know these are some of the gems which this beautiful new upcoming MMORPG is having. So, flying everywhere, Abyss is back with Abyss points, mount system highly developed, and no weapon swapping. Like I said, there are a few other things, but let me keep a few other things for some future videos. For today, Yeah, guys, you are fully updated regarding what are the hidden gems of this beautiful new upcoming MMORPG. Stay optimistic, stay hyped, and stay positive. Here on my YouTube channel, you'll find in the future lots of videos regarding Aion 2. When I see any kind of news, anything interesting is happening regarding beta test, second live stream, anything new about Aion 2, you will see it instantly here on my YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitch. I'm live streaming every single day, mandatory, no skipping. Visit me on Twitch whenever you have a chance. If you have any kind of questions regarding the game, I'll be glad to answer and also to keep you updated regarding everything what is happening in World of Aion 2. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch, and see you soon with another Aion 2 video.